All right, let's see how this goes. So I am in my car right now. Hopefully the AC is not too loud, but I wanted to show like so far my sketchbook, but also draw on camera for once. So this is this is my sketchbook. The the front page fell off. Why? I don't know. Like these sketchbooks, I gotta stop buying these brand new sketchbooks, but I'm literally having my pens hold the little rings together and stuff. But yeah, my front page and then my back page fell off, so really weird and annoying, but okay. Anyways, yeah, I just want to show like a bunch of stuff that I've drawn. I kind of already went over like some of this stuff, but I'm not gonna spend too long. The whole point of this is kind of just trying to see, just trying to draw on camera. But yeah, some stuff I drawn. I like how some of this is like colors, like different colors, so I gotta go back to that. Yeah, so it's like that. I like that one. That's the kid. I messed up on the hair because it was kind of like I was drawing out the back, and then I kind of made it into like a mullet type of thing, and it was just it didn't really go well. More anatomy, and I've been through a phase where I've been like it's been really tough as far as like figuring out my being consistent with my drawing style and stuff. So drawing with pencil, I gotta buy like a pencil. Just this. I like this drawing. You see it? Yeah, you see it, kind of. But yeah. So, and I was trying to work on like shading and stuff. So I want to see some stuff there. And then recently I was like, you know what? I'm gonna really try to do portrait type stuff, like kind of semi-realism. So I was working on expressions. Stuff like this. And then I drew Megami, but I don't like how that came out. And I drew this. I kind of like how this one came out though. And then drew this dude. This was like last week or something. Oh, that was a couple days ago. I'm tripping. But yeah, trying to get better with like the planes of the face. I kept like trying and struggling and stuff. So you can see that, Let me adjust this. Hopefully this doesn't like tear down the whole setup, but yeah. That. And then you can see I kept trying, kept failing. Yeah, so then that. So I was kind of getting the hang of it. Yeah, I just drew some stuff. So I like how this one came out. I drew like reference Mayuri and Saya Zalapro from Bleach with the tongue and everything. So I didn't choose to just draw. Well, I actually did choose to draw like crazy people, but yeah. And I drew face too. So I'm getting better at the face and like structure of the face and everything. It kind of looks a little bit more semi-realistic. Yeah, and then there's this. I thought I was cooking when I made this one. I was like, yo, I got it now. I'm kind of cooking right now, which it does look decent, but it doesn't look as good as I thought it did. So I had to change up the pen and everything. So I also like this too. But yeah, and then I came back from work yesterday and I was like really tired. I only had like an hour and a half, and so I was like, you know what, let me just try to draw again. For whatever reason, I was kind of cooking. I felt like I was kind of cooking for my standards. I drew this like yesterday and stuff, but I was kind of getting the hang of like drawing the faces and everything. And yeah, this whole page pretty much I like everything that's came from it. This one I referenced the previous here, so this is the same. I use the same reference for this one. It looks really different. It looks insanely different. But I drew it again because one thing I've realized is you gotta like try. For me, it helps that I try and use a reference and repeat it over and over and over to really understand it. You can't just try something once and then think you understand it. At least for my standards, I can't do that. So that's why they look completely different. This was what I was trying to reference. It was some girl, and it looks closer, even though it's semi-realistic. It's not realistic at all, but it looks closer to what she looks like, way better than the other one where she just looks like an alien. But yeah, I drew some stuff. I drew this yesterday, drew this yesterday. No, I think I drew that, I don't know, I forgot, but I drew this yesterday, drew this yesterday. I like how this one came out because it kind of came out looking more fluid. And the photo I referenced was actually pretty, for how it came out, I think I did a good job of like referencing it kind of decently. So, yeah. So, yeah. So I just wanted to draw like a couple like random stuff. Let me get my pen. So yeah, this is the pen I use. I kind of like shift back and forward. So I have this, like I use these like these pens, 1.6 millimeter, and I like these pens a lot because they're thicker pens, but you can like sketch a lot, so there's like less room for error. So I think it's more beginner friendly than like a normal pen, like a standard, like, you know, 0.6 or whatever pen. These ones are more, whenever I would draw with these pens, I have these like laying around, like different colors. I find out that like a lot of them came out looking better, and that's because it gave me more room for error. Plus they feel really smooth, whereas like, you know, pinpoint pens like this, you gotta like be very precise with it. So this is what I was using to draw those past couple things. So I don't know what I should draw. I'm gonna pull out a reference. I was gonna use Pinterest, but my car is not working really well, so you always gotta like start off with shapes and stuff. So how I warm up, I don't really, well, I gotta like use my pen. How I, like, you know, draw with like shapes, I really don't even do that as much. I kind of just warm up just to warm up. Like I'll draw like anatomy, or like, for example, I'll draw like torso. It's kind of how I draw the torso. Hopefully it comes up looking decent on the camera. But yeah, I'll do it like that. That. And then you have your neck. I'm not gonna worry too hard about how good it looks coming out. I'm just gonna like, I just want to do it to just make sure I get the form down and everything, get like the point across. Shoulders, forgot to draw the traps. The neck is kind of skinny. And then the arm. There's the bicep connects like that. I gotta get better at my anatomy. But yeah, then you have your ab. Kind of get the point. Just a random warm up. I gotta get really, really warmed up to draw very well, but let me see if I could find a good reference, or at least something to just decently draw with. Let me go on Pinterest. Look at the thing that I always reference. They don't even let me. Alright, let me just draw something basic. And then sorry if I'm too quiet. Usually when I always draw with music. Hopefully I'm not breathing too hard. Usually, for whatever reason, when I draw, I always like to draw like the character looking left or right. Probably why I suck at drawing, having them look like straight at the camera or straight forward. The nose is obviously lopsided. Jesus. Yeah, I definitely did not warm up. Yeah, I'm not really in a comfortable spot right now recording in my car, but whatever. I want to post this and at least get it out, hopefully on the same day. And then draw that. All right. Yeah. I think you get the point. This looks like complete caca, but you get the point. This is just a start. I'm gonna start recording stuff like this. At least I have a stand to hold up my stuff while drawing. It was literally impossible for me to hold my phone for like 30 minutes trying to draw, but whatever, you get the point. Let me see if I can draw something else while I'm still yapping. Let's see. Drawing an eye is always easy. Let me draw a face, another face. Let's see right here. Let me zoom up. There we go. Low-key folding on under pressure while recording. So I'm like drawing, and then like every like 10 seconds I'll look back at my camera to see if it's like actually capturing. I think in the past I'll just keep drawing, and then whatever clips I get of stuff that came out good, I would keep it and then erase the rest. Jeez, this is not coming out well. As far as me recording. Eh, didn't come out as well as I wanted, but hey, whatever. This is just a start. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this up soon. This is kind of, I just want to show you how kind of I draw. Didn't come out looking the best, but it's just a start. Surely in the past, or not in the past, future, it'll come out looking better, and like I'll have more experience recording like this. But yeah, I tend to press down really hard on my pen when I draw. Yeah, I think it was alright. Oh well. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeah, that's. At least I drew on camera, so I'm happy about that. I accomplished that. But that's pretty much it.